What's up, you guys? Mr. Matt here. So, this video is for my 5th and 6th graders, and this is your online music lesson and just a quick overview of what you guys have to do at home. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I miss you guys and I cannot wait to see you. I'm literally counting down the days until school's back in session and I can be able to teach to you guys, not over a computer, but in person. So I hope you guys are staying safe. Again, I really do miss you guys. I hope everything is working out for you guys at home. You guys are finding fun, cool things to do, all that good stuff. Okay, so what you guys have to do this week is you have to do 3 worksheets. You have to do the history of hip hop, which is this worksheet right here. The worksheet reading music, which is very similar to the one last week. And also, you guys have to fill out the first page of the song Chopsticks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you guys through these 3 basic music activities and a quick overview of how to do each one, so when you guys are doing them at home, you guys will be able to look back at this and hopefully not struggle. Okay, so I'm going to get started with my first one, which is the history of hip hop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out this excerpt to you guys, and I'm going to read you guys the questions, and then what I want you guys to do at home is I want you guys to fill out these, okay? All right, getting started. It is said that hip-hop music was born at a birthday party in the Bronx, New York. This popular genre of music started out as a party music in the 1970s. It was played by local DJs in the city neighborhoods. DJs put different pieces of music together. They did this to make new sounds. Then, rapping was added. Rapping is a way of talking over the music with words that rhyme. DJs arranged the beats so that rappers could find a rhythm. Then, the rappers would speak in time with the beat. Rappers often wrote lyrics or the words of a song about their own lives. At first, hip-hop served as a response to disco. Disco was a dance music craze in the 1970s. Disco was all about wealth and status. Hip-hop emphasized reality and community. Hip-hop music and culture became helpful to musicians and listeners. It was a way for them to deal with the difficult things about city life. Hip-hop quickly became an artistic outlet for African Americans. It was a new way to tell stories. From there, hip-hop evolved from just a type of music to an entire lifestyle. Okay, hip-hop is an art form that continues to evolve and impact communities today. New artists and new sounds are brought into the genre. The new styles continue to become popular. Hip-hop is a genre that is heard and enjoyed all over the world. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you guys these 5 questions and give you a couple of hints so you guys can complete this worksheet a little bit without having to think too in-depth about it. Again, I don't want any of this stuff to be too tough for you. This is just a quick little overview of hip-hop. We did rock and roll last week, and we're just going to keep going through the different genres so you guys can have a better understanding of the types of music that you guys listen to. Okay, number 1, how are hip-hop and disco related? So, you can talk about how disco represented wealth and status at the beginning, and how hip-hop was more about culture and community. Number 2, why do you think hip-hop is an important music genre for African Americans? So, in the 4th paragraph right here, it talks about that. You can talk about storytelling and community. Number 3, what are 2 things that make hip-hop music unique? So, you can talk about how it's a rhythmic way of talking to a beat, or you can maybe talk about how at the beginning, where hip-hop music originated from and how it was played by local DJs. Number 4, what is one notable fact about how hip-hop music was created? So again, you can talk about disco, you can talk about how it first started off as beats and then rapping was added, stuff like that. Number 5, in your own words, write a definition for rapping. I feel like you guys are smart enough to do that by yourselves, so I'm going to leave that one up to you. Moving on, we're going to go in to our reading music worksheet. So I'm going to read this out to you guys. We have 3 different types of notes that we have to go over. We have whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. Remember, whole notes get 4 beats, half notes get 2 beats, and quarter notes get 1 beat. Okay, so I'm going to read this out. The treble clef above are higher sounding notes and bass clef are the lower sounding notes. Some instruments, like the violin, flute, and clarinet, only play the treble clef. Other instruments, like the cello and tuba, only play the bass clef. Instruments like the piano play both clefs. The right hand plays the treble clef, and the left hand plays the bass clef. Okay, and right here, you guys, the first one is treble clef, the second one is bass clef. One way that you guys can differentiate from these two is that the bass clef kind of looks like an upside down sad face, and if you guys were paying attention to music class this past year and the year before that, I've talked a lot about treble clefs and bass clefs, so I feel like you guys probably have a good understanding about it already. Okay, moving on. It says, label the following notes and number how many counts each note is worth. So right here, I did a couple for you guys. I want you guys to do the rest of this by yourself. It's pretty straightforward. On the treble clef, the first one I have is a what? That's right. It is a what? That's right. It is a quarter note. Okay, so a quarter note gets one beat. And we also have to write out the note name. So what I did was I went up to my treble clef and I looked on the first line and I put E. Moving on, now we have a what? That's right, we have a half note, and that gets 2 beats. And what I did was I went to my treble clef and looked at the second space, and I wrote my A. After that, we have this guy all the way lower, so one below, and this is a middle C. This is a C. It's the first note on the treble clef. So this is a whole note, so I wrote a number 4 and then the C. Even though there's a line in the middle, that's just signifying middle C position. And also, one way that you guys can tell that it's a whole note is there's no stem on the actual note itself. It just kind of looks like an oval. Last but not least, I have one more note right here, and that is my half note, and it's on the first space. So I moved it up to the first space, and what note is that? That's right, it's an F. So I wrote F and number 2. Okay guys, last but not least, for this final worksheet, what I want you guys to do is go into Chopsticks. And I'm going to let you guys slide this week. I just want you to complete the first page of this, and I want you guys to write out all the notes for Chopsticks. If you guys get lost, one thing that you guys can do is look at reading music, because all the notes on the treble clef are right above, and all the notes on the bass clef are right below. So you guys can use this as a way to fill out this worksheet. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to write out the treble clefs right here, all those notes, and the bass clef notes on the bottom right here, okay? So that's what you guys are going to do this week. Again, I just want to let you guys know that I really miss you guys. I cannot wait to see you back in class. I hope you guys are finding good ways to get all of your homework done, to get through these music lessons. I'm really proud of everything that you guys did this year, and just stay tuned. I'm going to be doing these every week. Just check YouTube and you will see new videos, and also check your emails, because that will be how you guys get all of this information. You guys don't have to print it out. You guys can keep it on your tablets, your computers. If you want to print it out, I think that would be a lot more helpful, but it's not like you have to. Okay guys, I really hope you have a great rest of the day. Stay safe. I'm thinking of you. Bye.